This video is a video that I've been wanting to make for a very long time. I just haven't had the chance to get around to it. Last year, because of my breakup, it's been mostly a write-off. And then I took a huge break from YouTube. But we're back now, we're here. Better late than never. And I'm so excited to finally make this video because the topic is about saving money. And if you know me, you know I love to save money. So in this video, I wanted to share with you some of the tips and tricks that I use to save money, as well as this psychological trick that I apply to help me stay motivated to save money towards my financial freedom. I'm tempted to use the word hack, but I don't like that word because it's not a hack. It's not a secret that nobody talks about. It's just a way of reframing how you think about the money you save. And instead of focusing on the small monetary values that most people kind of underestimate, but instead focusing on what it can do for you in the future instead. So I'll talk more about that later. But first, as you can see, I have a bunch of receipts. I don't know if you can see, but I'll post them as I talk about them. So these receipts are some of the receipts that I've saved for a long time, since last year, because I knew I was gonna make this video. I just don't know when. And every time I came across like a good deal or something, I just saved them. So this is just only a small, tiny subset because otherwise we'd be here all day long. I don't mind that, but you probably have better things to do. So I handpicked a few that are more meaningful, that illustrates the point. And then in the future, maybe I'll make more videos about these, but for now, these will do. And the format of today's video will be slightly different. There's gonna be a lot of stuff that I show on the screen because I haven't had too much time to plan like I normally do with the videos that I make. So a lot of the numbers are going to be, post crunch, like while I'm editing, and then I'll put them on screen and stuff. And also I wanted to try something different. So anyways, yeah, life has been really busy. I made a lot of changes in my life because I am determined to usher into this new era of my life in a way that feels fulfilling and that I enjoy more. So I've been working on my app really hard in the background. Some of you left feedbacks. Just heads up, when you leave feedbacks and you have questions, please do put in your email so I can respond to you. Otherwise, I couldn't follow up on it. But I appreciate all your feedbacks. It's been amazing and I appreciate every single one of them. So keep them coming. And then also I've been doing my regular, gym routine, biking, calisthenics, groceries, meal prepping, and all that stuff. But one of the things that I added to my routine recently, because the weather is nicer, I've been going out to meet people more, which is a much needed change in my life. And what's really cool is that in the past couple of weeks, I started to meet even some of you. And I never thought YouTube is such a great way to meet like-minded people. And it really recharges me because talking with you guys is so different because you guys understand the burnout, the fire, and all that stuff. So that's been really cool. For example, yesterday, I met one of you, Kenner, who's also a YouTuber. He's into fire as well. He's here in Toronto visiting his partner. And what's really crazy is that the time that I was with my ex, staying in this small village called Stainsel, at the same time, he was actually living in the next village, which is pretty close by. And he said that he was tempted to reach out at the time. I was like, oh, it would have been so cool to connect at the time because Stainsel, there really wasn't anything there. And I was pretty desperate to find friends. So it would have been so cool to connect with him back then. But anyways, I'm glad we connected now. So it's been really busy and crazy in a very good way. So I'm gonna link his YouTube channel and Instagram link down below in the description so you can check it out. But yeah, I feel like he's going to be a lifelong friend. We connect on so many different levels, like YouTube fire, like what are the odds? Oh, and we're both gay. So what are the odds, Anyway, so that is why I haven't had too much time to plan for this video like I normally do. And we're gonna try to wing it. This is not to say that I don't have a plan for this video. I do, but I'm challenging myself to be less of a perfectionist. We're in a new era now. We're gonna be more okay with things. So we'll see how it goes. One of the ways I save money is through my groceries. Depending on your situation, groceries might be your second or third highest monthly expense when it comes to necessity after housing or vehicle. In my case, I don't have a car, so naturally after housing, it's groceries. Now, housing and car payments, like there's very little room for you to do anything about it other than looking for lower cost insurance or electricity bills. But when it comes to groceries, it's one of those things that you actually have a lot more control over. And it's super fun to save money because it feels like a game. At least to me, it does. And I'm gonna share with you the two things that I do in this area to save money and turn it into a game. There are also other stuff that I use that I'll talk about another time. I did write a blog a long time ago. I'll link that below as well if you're curious. I probably have to update it and I'll probably make a video on it in the future. But for now, I'm just gonna mention the two things in this specific example. And I think this is the two highest bang for your buck anyways. So a little background, the way that Canada grocery stores work is that there are different tiers. So it's a very interesting system, which is a separate video on its own. Maybe I'll make it in the future, maybe not, I don't know. So most of the grocery stores are owned by 3 giant chains. And within these chains, there are different banners within it. One is premium, and then they always have a budget tier. And this system applies to not just grocery stores, but also like cell phone companies, internet companies. It's a very interesting system how we have that in Canada here. But for the sake of this video, I am going to use one of the budget tier grocery stores here in Toronto. And the name of this grocery store is Freshco. And the two things that I do to save money on my groceries is called price matching and leveraging the points and rewards system. So within these giant chains, they all have their own reward system that's typically shared between the premium brand and the lower cost brand. But the price matching policies are often only in the lower tier budget brands. So Freshco is one of the budget brand grocery stores that does price matching as well as have that reward system. So this is the part where I haven't had time to pre-crunch all the numbers and just have it available here for me to tell you the exact numbers. And I am horrible at doing math on the spot. So I'm gonna put the numbers on screen and the receipts on screen as I talk about them. But I have 3 receipts here. One of them is like older, one of them is more recent, or 2 of them is more recent. But anyways, I'm gonna talk about these receipts and show you how much you can actually save on your groceries. So this first one, during that week, I remember Blueberries had a promotion within the reward system. You buy 2 pints and you get 300 points back. So with the reward system from Freshco, they use scene points. So 100 points, scene points at the regular redemption amount is equivalent to $1. So when you buy 2 pints of blueberries that week, you'll get 300 points back, which is equivalent to $3. So what I did was I found a competitor that they do price match and they had it on sale for $1.97 and they price matched that. So I ended up getting 2 pints of blueberries, fresh blueberries for $1.97 each. And I got the 300 points from the reward system for that week. And what's interesting is that also during that same week, they have a spend X amount to get X amount of points altogether. So within this receipt, I bought a whole bunch of other stuff that I also needed. And I reached that threshold and I got 400 points. So if you add up all of this, price matching the points that you get back, this is the total I actually paid for the 2 blueberry pints. But we're not done here. The one thing about these rewards points programs, some of them, in Freshco's case, the Scene Rewards program, regular redemption is 100 points for $1. Sometimes every, I don't remember how many, like they've had it a few times a year in the previous year, there is a period of time where they offer you bonus redemptions. So you can redeem for a gift card for this store and you'll get 20% points back, which means that your regular redemption level of 100 points to $1 is now 100 points to $1.20. And this is what I do. I collect the points and then I wait for these redemption events to get a gift card that I'm gonna spend at these stores anyways to increase the value of the points that I do collect. And on top of that, don't forget credit cards. A lot of credit cards have different categories for cashbacks. The credit card that I use gives you 2% cashback on groceries. I know some credit card companies actually offer 5%, but those might requiring a monthly subscription or something. I don't know. But the credit card that I use is 2% cashback. So if you add all this up, the price match, the bonus for buying 2 pints of blueberries, the spend $40 to get 400 points back, the bonus redemption values, the cashback that you get from your credit cards, this is how much you're paying for your blueberries with a total saving of this much. So these 2 other receipts, they're not as extreme, but they're still really good value. And I'm gonna show you what those stuff are. So This is obviously not a promotion or anything. I have no affiliation to them. They're just really good dumplings and good quality dumplings. And when it's on sale, I tend to load them up. I also use this app called Yuka, which lets you scan the QR code to show you how healthy things are. Dumplings and gyozas are something that I see as a treat, but they're relatively healthier. And I think the score is like 70% or something, which is really good. So in the grand scheme of junk food, this is pretty healthy. So anyways, the receipt. I think it was 2 weeks ago. It was on sale at a competitor store for $3.98 or something. And then during that week, Freshco also within the rewards program had a 50% off on these dumplings. They were selling it for $4.99 at Freshco. So what I did was price matched and then was able to also get that 50% off. So then it came out to be this amount per bag. Now, these are the high quality dumplings. There is another lower quality dumpling that's like cheaper, but the dough is like much thicker. The meat is not as much. And that one's usually go on sale for $3. But getting this for this price, I stocked up on them. I don't know if you can see through that little window. No. Can you see? It's good quality. So I actually went back to the store a few times to pick up more because every time you can only price match up to 4 items at Freshco. That's another store specific policy. But I love that. I like going out for a walk and getting myself outside for some fresh air, exercise, carrying the groceries back home, everything, saving money, being healthy, love it. If you follow me on Instagram, I've been making a lot of these in the past few weeks. Many of you are like, whoa, you must love dumplings. I'm like, dumplings and a deal. Yeah. I have a lot of them. I'm probably gonna make some of them for lunch today. Anyways, so price matching is so powerful. And then, you can combine it with your credit cards and stack up all these points. And it doesn't take a lot of time. It's like a game. You hunt for a deal. And then when you go groceries, just be slightly more strategic about it, just like you would in a strategy game or something. And it's amazing how much money you can actually save through your groceries. So this next receipt I'm gonna show you is not from a grocery store, but on the same line of reward programs, this store is owned by one of those giant chains. So it does share the same reward program as some of the grocery stores that they own. This store is called Shoppers Drug Mart, and every now and then in their own rewards app, they would have these unrefusable offers that are meant to bring you to the store so that you hopefully buy some of their more overpriced items that you need. In Canada, Shoppers Drug Mart is one of the most popular personal care stores. You can get drugs, personal care items, cosmetic, and then they also have a snack section. And snacks are usually the offers that I get. I'm gonna put the receipt here. The week that I saw this, it was for chips and cookies. So I went to the store and only picked up those deals and not spend any money on anything else because they're very expensive. You typically don't go there to buy things unless you really need them. But in my case, I didn't need anything. Honestly, I didn't even need the chips or the cookies. But in this economy, for 2 bags of chips, 2 bags of cookies for $3.31 after tax, I couldn't say no. And this just shows you how powerful these rewards programs are. But do keep in mind, don't fall into the trap of getting these offers and then going to the store and then seeing something like, oh, I need that, I'm gonna pick that up, but then not truly understanding that they're heavily marked up versus other lower tier stores. So I don't fall for that trap. I just go for the deals and I GTFO. So the next 2 receipts are not food related, not groceries, not snacks, but they're personal care items and clothing, something that you would still spend money on, but you can also save money on. So the first receipt I'm gonna show you is from a store called Loblaws, which is a grocery chain, the premium tier of one of those chains. And they have majority section of groceries, but then they also have a personal care section. During that week, there was a price error on this item. So the moment I saw it, it was like 8:30 in the morning and it was a nice day outside. I immediately put on some clothes and walked myself to the nearest location, which is about 30-minute walk from here, which isn't too bad. I thought the deal was definitely worth the early trip because normally 8:30 is a bit too early for me to go out. I usually code in the morning because that's my power hour. But for this deal, I'm like, okay, let's get outside and get some fresh air in the morning. So I'm gonna put the receipt here. The item that I got was this. It's Oral-B brush heads for my electric toothbrush, which I use. It's not a sponsored segment or anything. I have no affiliation to them, but it's something that I use and need. And for the price of what I paid, it is an insane deal, because normally these goes for like $30-$40 for a 5-pack. I paid $6.50 each. So if you can look out for deals like this and act on it, you can get yourself really great deals. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know when deals occur? So this is another thing that I use religiously every day. It's a website called Redflagdeals. It's essentially a forum where people post deals that they see, and then other people can browse through it and get those deals too. So I'm on there constantly looking for deals, and that's how I discovered this deal. So I'll leave that link in the description below as well so that you can check it out. Keep in mind, this website is only for Canadians, as far as I'm aware. Sometimes every now and then you do see a US deal on there, but majority of the time it's mostly Canadian stores used by Canadians. Now, the next deal is something that I also saw on Reflect This one is a year old, more than a year old. So this is Under Armour. As you probably know, I wear a lot of Under Armour. Every now and then they would have promotions for like 50% off extra on top of whatever sales they have. Usually their sizes are very limited because those are typically the stocks that they want to get rid of that are still available. And to me, I like to browse through these deals and look through what still looks nice and is super cheap. So on this day, I don't remember when, but I got 3 items to qualify for the free shipping. They're shirts that I like, and I do need a few more long sleeve shirts at the time, so I got them. So this is actually one of those shirts from the Under Armour promotion that I got, and I thought I'd do a little show and tell and wear this shirt today for this video because I thought it was fitting, and I really like it. I think it looks really nice, and especially for 50% off, it came out to be $16.13, which in itself is already an insane deal. But I also stacked another thing on top to make it even cheaper, so I paid less than that. So one of the things that I religiously use when I do online shopping is a cashback website called Rakuten. So Rakuten essentially gives you a percentage of cashback back when you do shopping through them to their partner websites. So they partner with these major brands like Under Armour, Nike, Adidas, blah, blah, blah. There's a whole list. And every time I do online shopping, I always check to see if they have a cashback. So during the week of Under Armour's 50% off, there was also a bonus cashback from Rakuten. I can't remember the exact amount that they bumped it up to. I'll look it up in my history and then I'll post it here. And then combine that with the cashback that I got from the credit card that I used to pay for the order. This actually came out to be an even better deal than it already was. So that's another tip and trick to help you save money on buying things that you might need if you need a shirt or you might want a shirt. I don't know. But Rakuten is definitely something that I highly recommend. I've been using them for, I can't remember, maybe 20 years? I don't know. Ever since the beginning, before they were even called Rakuten. They used to be called Ebates, and then Rakuten, the Japanese company, bought them and renamed them. And I kept using them because it was the same thing, just different name. And in their little member section, they show you how much cashback you've gotten since you became a member. And so far, I've gotten over $1,000, which is the accumulation over the years of every online shopping decision that I always check to see if there's any cashback, because over time it does add up. It might not sound like a lot, but this is one of those things that really does add up. And this pair of pants was also one of those things that you can stack Rakuten to get a great deal on. It no longer exists, but I just wanted to use this as an example. This pair of pants is one of my favorite pair of pants. I just love everything about it. I don't know if you can see. So I wear it all the time, and on my Instagram, some of my friends from the US asked where they can get them. And during that time, there was all these promotions you can stack, like from Nike's web store, and then the referral bonus, cashback, etc., etc. And it came out to be less than 15 US dollars, if I remember correctly. It was insane. I'll post the chat here for the calculation, but again, this offer no longer exists. This goes to show if you can stack all these different offers, you can actually get insane amount of deals and save a lot of money on things that you might want. And if you're interested in Rakuten and you've never signed up, there's actually promotion right now for referral bonuses. So I'll post some referral links down below. No pressure to sign up. And they change this all the time. So make sure you read the terms and conditions when you click on this link, because I don't know when you watch this video. So there's Rakuten Canada, Rakuten.ca, and Rakuten US, Rakuten.com. At the time of recording, I think in Canada, it's $30 for both of us. And in the US, it's $50 for the both of us when you make your first qualifying purchase. Again, read the description, policy, blah, blah, blah. But highly recommend the service. You save so much money. So I'll put those referral links down below. And just remember, don't use this to buy things you don't need. So don't fall into the trap of buying things because you see these different discounts and stacks and cashback and then ended up spending more money that you wouldn't have otherwise. And while we're here, I just wanted to show you Martine's new leaf. Ever since we repotted him, he's been starting to grow again. This is his little new leaf. So in this last part of today's video, I want to share with you this trick that I applied to really help me stay consistent, saving even the tiniest, smallest amounts of money through groceries price matching or the few percent cashback that I get from Rakuten doing online shopping. And it really helped me stay motivated, saving towards my financial freedom. And again, it's not a hack or a secret that nobody talks about or a shortcut in life. It's really just a way to help you reframe how you should think about the tiniest amounts of money that you save today for what it can do for you in the future or even starting today. And in order to understand this simple trick, I need to explain a bit about the FIRE movement and 4% rule, which is what this trick is based on. So if you're new to the channel or you've never heard of the FIRE movement or 4% rule, FIRE stands for Financial Independence Retire Early, which is a movement that's based on the Trinity studies, which was conducted by a group of really smart professors and researchers in the 1990s. So they looked at a bunch of historical market performance data and determined that an individual with a portfolio asset allocation of stocks and bonds can safely withdraw roughly 4% index for inflation each and every year for at least a 30-year period. Now, around the same time, a retired financial advisor whose name is Bill Bangans also came up with similar conclusions looking at his portfolio of retirees. And thus the 4% rule or safe withdrawal rate and the FIRE movement was born. Now, ever since this FIRE movement came to be and the popularity grew, the complexity and nuances of the 4% rule and many aspects of the FIRE movement has changed because more researchers are looking at different data and different ways, different withdrawal strategies. So for the sake of this video and this simple trick, I don't want to get into any of these nitty-gritty nuances, and we're just going to be using the generally accepted general rule of thumb of 4% to help illustrate this trick. And feel free to apply your own safe withdrawal rate to this as well. Whatever safe withdrawal rate you deem that is safe for you, that you use, you can apply it to this trick as well. So the trick is this. If you saved $1 today, if you're using a 4%, what you're saying is you created a passive income stream of 4 cents back to you for at least a 30-year period. And if you let that dollar grow to the future and until your retirement, at that time, which is worth a lot more, can also generate you even higher passive income. So this is a trick that I use over the years. Is I used to treat myself to McDoubles before they were this expensive. And the way I looked at it was, at what amount do I need to save in order for me to get free McDoubles each and every year? And that's how I motivated myself to keep on saving money, because I don't look at that $1 I saved today. I look at how much passive income I can get from the amount that I saved. And 4 cents here, 5 cents there, 10 cents here. Eventually it adds up to $1.75. Then I get McDoubles every year. And I do that with everything, every decision on spending money. So I actually created a simple calculator to help you understand this and visually see how this works. So over here, we have a savings growth and impact calculator. All you have to do is enter the amount of money that you are saving today, and it would show you the projected value in the future. And keep in mind, this is actually real value, not nominal value. I think a lot of calculators online show you the nominal value because it's much higher than this, but that's because they don't account for inflation. It's motivational, but at times I feel like it's misleading because it's not true purchasing power, because $100 in 30 years is not the same as $100 today. So what you're seeing here is actually real value accounting for inflation. So after 30 years, which is the default for this calculator, it's $37.45 under very average market return and inflation assumptions. And right below it, you'll see a section for passive income, which is the trick that I apply. So when you save $10 today, you're saying you're generating 40 cents each and every year for at least a 30-year period, starting today. Now, if you wait for it and let it grow for 30 years, this $37.45 can actually generate you $1.50 each and every year for at least a 30-year period. And this is the graph of how much it grows. And the green part is is through investment growth. And in this case, the assumption is based on average market return and inflation. Now, if you want to customize this further, this is actually also available as a widget within My5 Planner app. So inside the app, you can actually customize it to use your own scenario where you can configure your market returns, inflation, as well as setting your retirement phase dates. And that way you can come here and select the scenario that you want to model, and you can even check to project it up until your retirement so that you can see if I save $10 today, how much it will be by the time I retire. So under this worst case scenario, if I save $10 today, when I retire, this would become $20. And if I see it as passive income today, it's 20 cents per year for at least 30 years. And by the time I retire, this would generate me 40 cents per year for at least 30 years. And again, this is real value, which means that it's in today's purchasing power, which makes it easier for you to understand the true value of money. And over here, this is the part where I haven't had time to finish this week because life got busy. This is where I want to also show you the impact of your retirement date. How much earlier can you retire on the amount you're saving under this specific scenario? And again, this widget is available on My5 Planner, and you can create your own dashboard for whatever you need. In this case, it's maybe tools that you want to use or dashboard visualizations of your finances. And I've added a whole bunch of features since I talked about it last week. So yeah, that's the savings, impact, and growth calculator that I created this week. This is the whole vision that I had with My5 Planner, is interactive widgets with blog posts, which I'll write about in this one soon. It's been so busy this week. So play around with it. Let me know what you think. And also let me know what you think of this type of video. I've been just going through down the list of the topics that I want to cover. So I'm trying this thing where I'm doing finance focus one week, and then the other week would be sharing my journey, my thoughts, and more personal stuff. But yeah, let me know what you think or what you want to see more of, and then I can prioritize some of the videos. As always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. And that's all I have today. So I'll see you in the next one.